All right, here we go. It is Wednesday now, October 23rd. It has been about, well, at least 6 or so weeks since I've had a live or at least a recorded video here because it's been so quiet. But that's about to change finally. And we're going to be touching on that here in this brief video. Just to let you know, this video is sponsored by my friends over at Mayday Restoration. They, of course, take care of the exteriors of your buildings, whether it be a home or business. Give Mayday a call if you have any damage or due to weather issues or just simply need some stuff done to the exterior of your business or home. Give them a call, Mayday Restoration. Thank you, team over there, for sponsoring this video. Okay, here we go. Here's the big change that's going to be happening, and I'm actually going to zoom out here into showing North America, Canada, United States, and Mexico. And these are what we call 500 millibar heights in our atmosphere. Blue areas usually a little bit colder, maybe more inclement type weathers. Then of course, the orange and red areas are warmer building heights in the atmosphere, usually typical of a ridge that develops in our atmosphere. I want you to focus on what's happening up here in northern Canada. They have heights that are pretty low up there, which means it's been cooler, cold, probably cold at least this time of the year. It's been that way for a while as some warm air continues over much of the United States. This produces a pretty strong west to northwest flow across southern Canada. And then storms get stuck here in the southeastern sections of the United States. And we're kind of in between. That's no man's land. And we've been there for a while. But watch what happens here as we go through time. This is the GFS computer model guidance. And again, I want you to pay attention to what happens up here in northern Canada on the Arctic regions. Watch how the blue turns to orange as we get into early November. And I'm going to freeze it right here. This is right around November 3rd and 4th, and look at how these heights have built over northern Canada and the Arctic regions of North America. Long story short, that then develops a big trough out in the western United States. It actually suppresses colder air further south into the United States. So I think as we head into that first week of November, you're going to see quite a change in our weather pattern as we get into much more of a trough type of an environment. You can see it here, how a trough digs in the intermountain west portions of the United States, and that's going to eject energy northeast. We haven't had a southwest flow in our atmosphere for quite a while, but that's going to likely change, and we'll be into a southwest flow as we head into November, and that certainly means, I think, a much more active pattern. Now let's put our attention towards the European computer model guidance. We'll rewind. This is the jet stream, the river of air at 30 to 35,000 feet. And look, here's that zonal flow that I'm talking about. Strong jet stream over southern Canada. Another one here just south of us here over the Ohio River Valley. We're kind of in between. That's no man's land. And that's the way it's been for quite a while here for the last 6 to 8 weeks. But watch what happens. Even the European computer model guidance starts to show it. Look at this. This is right around the end of October towards Halloween. Look at how a southwest flow is developing in the atmosphere over the western United States. And that creeps east into the central portion of the United States and upper Midwest, so that by right around Halloween and then into early November, we are going to have a pretty stiff and strong southwest flow. This will allow Gulf of Mexico moisture finally to return north into the upper Midwest, and that southwest flow stays in place into early November. Here's a timestamp up here. This would be the first couple of days of November, and look at this real strong trough that is digging into the southwestern U.S. and ejecting energy and strong winds northeast in the upper Midwest. That's a great recipe for some moisture. Okay, I wanted to quickly show you what's happening for tomorrow because we haven't had rain in forever, it seems. And I'm showing you right now the precipitable water values across the upper Midwest and northern plains as we head into tonight now and then tomorrow. Look at all this dry air, an alarming amount of dry air. This has been the case for several weeks now over much of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa. But good news, look at how return moisture is surging north into southern Minnesota as we head into late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Okay, so this will set the stage. This is right around sunset tomorrow. This should set the stage for some shower activity across southern Minnesota and western Wisconsin, maybe even some thunderstorm activity. If we can kick this dry air northeast and get it out of here, that will mean we should at least get some moisture in here that will certainly make some people feel pretty good because we've been staring at this dry air for so long. Now, when we look at the upper air winds as we get into tomorrow evening now, this is also supports the idea of some shower and thunderstorm activity. Look at how the winds are strong across northern Minnesota and southern Canada. This places us in the right rear quadrant of what we call a jet streak. It's a nice area to be in for some lift in the atmosphere. Even in the lower levels, these are the winds now at 10 to 15,000 feet. Look at how we got some stronger winds now surging into southern Minnesota during that time frame. And even at 5 to 7,000 feet, we have what's called a low-level jet pushing northeast into southern and eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. Again, all in all, that should set us up for some shower and thunderstorm activity. And when I put the precipitation map up there, this is the potential precipitation map from the NAM 3K computer model guidance. And here we go as we get into tomorrow. Now, here's a timestamp up here. This is right around 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Look at how rain is breaking out over southern Minnesota by sunset tomorrow. And then that rain overspreads pretty good chunk of the southern third of Minnesota into a large chunk of western Wisconsin. So it remains to be seen where exactly these rain bands set up. But rest assured, some of us are going to get wet, and some of us, probably more, a few of us rather than a lot of us, but at least a few of us could get a significant amount of rain if we can get some thunderstorm activity in here tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. And I had mentioned to you the weather pattern change, and here it is the extended outlook now. Again, thank you, Mayday Restoration, for sponsoring this video and this extended outlook. Here it is. Temperature should be right around 50 degrees or the low 50s for highs and lows in the 30s. The lows will be close to normal for the next 3 to 5 days. But look at the highs. They are near or above average here throughout the period. And we actually warm to near record levels by early next week. And that will likely give us another shot for shower and thunderstorm activity as we head into early next week. And then the pattern after that becomes even more active. So real good news for the drought-stricken areas now here of the upper Midwest, as I'm expecting quite a bit of moisture as we head into the last week here of October, and then certainly the first week or two of November. All right, there you go. That's the video that I've been waiting to crank out for you. Hope you liked it. Take care.